So to start out, I painted my rock a kind of a sky blue color, and then I mixed up. It is burnt sienna and titanium white. I mix those two together until I get a flesh color that I'm happy with. So in this case, I used a very light, since it's Santa Claus, I made him a very light flesh color. That way, when I give him the rosy cheeks and everything, they'll really pop. Now I'm just going in and painting in the whole face area, painting over my sketch and everything. If you're not really good at kind of freehand painting and you need the sketch to go by, you'll have to kind of paint around the eyes and mustache and mouth and everything. But now I'm painting the white of the hat. I'm just blocking in color right now. So now I'm going to move over to the red part of the hat, and we're just going to block in the red. And I'm just blocking in color. I'm not worrying about shadows or highlights or anything like that. Just kind of establishing where the different colors are going to be on the rock. You can see I sketched out, and you can see the white lines, and yet I'm kind of altering my design a little bit. And you can see I'm trying to sketch in my design with my pencil, but I can't see it very well. So I decided I was just going to freehand it. And I'm just grabbing a detailed paintbrush and some burnt sienna. This is just straight burnt sienna. And I'm going to start by drawing in the bottom of the eye, which is also would be the top of the cheek. And I do this by I'm making 2 dots for where I want the eye to corner to corner to start and end. So I've got 4 dots going across, and those are going to be where the eyes start and stop. So this is the, I guess would be the bottom of the eye or the top of the cheek, however you want to look at it. And now I'm kind of, this part I'm just kind of sketching out where the cheek is going to be on that right hand side. And there's the, will be the top eyelid. Come back and do the same thing here. I'm going to sketch in the nose. You see I'm kind of just real lightly kind of sketching in how the cheeks are going to go. And then where the eyebrows are. And the right eye, which actually be his left eye, I want the eyebrow to go over the white of the hat. So that was done intentionally. Now working on his mustache. Now I'm going to block in where his mouth is going to go. Again, I'm using the burnt sienna. I'm painting in where the iris is of his eye. I'm mixing some red and burnt sienna for the mouth. And I've thinned down my white just a little bit with water so that it'll flow better. If you're having a hard time getting your paints to flow smoothly off your paintbrush, you can always thin them down with just a little bit of water. Now we're going to work on, I believe we're going to start working on his beard. I'm going to wisp some little hairs out too from the beard. You want just these little wisps to come out just like that, where it kind of wisps out over the hat. like some little curly cues. Another little curly cue. And then just kind of blocking in where the beard's going to go. Guess I grabbed some more white. I think I was running out of white paint. Excuse me. I'm finally getting over my cold or allergies, but my voice is it's stronger now, but it still doesn't sound exactly right. Now next week, I'm hoping to have YouTube videos on my normal days, which Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. I probably won't load. I may try to load a couple more videos for the Patreon this week, but next week I'll be out of town on a cruise. It's going to be our honeymoon cruise, so I'm really looking forward to that. But I'm going to try to have all the videos for next week done this week. It's going to be kind of a cram session to get everything done before I leave. But I'm hoping to have all that done before we go. And now I'm working on the little ball at the end of his hat. But I'm still trying to conserve my voice. I don't want to be sick going on our cruise. I'm trying to make sure I have a voice and make sure that I don't stay sick or get worse or anything. So taking lots of vitamin C. So now you can see I'm going over and repainting over the lines that I had drawn when I was kind of sketching in his cheeks. To get rid of those little sketch lines. And then I'll go in with quinacridone magenta is what I'm going to use to put the blush on his cheeks. So now I'm getting my black, and this is my line, the black I use for lining. And I'm gonna line his eyes, but I don't outline the whole thing like I do on some rocks. But I'm putting it in his pupil. But I am gonna do some slight lining, but it's very thin lines, and it's just to accentuate parts of his face. I'm not gonna do the whole. I'm not gonna outline the whole Santa. But if you wanted to, you definitely could. But I'm trying to make this look like the vintage Christmas cards we used to get back in the day. Um, and they're not outlined. So this, I'm mixing up a kind of a pink to highlight his lips. It's a, you just need a little tiny line because his lips are pretty small. And now I'm making a glaze there, and this is where I use some of the quinacridone magenta and water and turn this into a glaze to do his cheeks. And then a little on his nose, and then on his eyebrows, eyelids, or under the eyebrow. So I'm adding a little bit of the red up on his forehead. Now I'm going over the eyebrows in white because I hadn't done that yet. I'd only done kind of the base color, which was the burnt umber. Now I'm going over that burnt umber with the white. And then the burnt umber becomes kind of a shadow for the eyebrow. And I'm letting my brush strokes here show because that's going to kind of help with making it look like fur on the hat and then, a bushy beard. I do that by allowing those brush strokes to show. And then just pulling out some little wisps of hair around his beard. So I'm just reglazing these areas again. This all is just building up the layers. And I am taking a little of the burnt sienna and adding that into the shadow areas where I don't want them necessarily pink. You know, kind of the bridge of the nose area. I think now, yeah, I'm doing that. I think I'm doing eyelashes here. And that's the Createx Airbrush Paint in black. And see how I'm kind of outlining around the eye and the top of that cheek. It's going to help make these eyes pop. And give a little character to his face. And then I'm going to shadow just slightly underneath, around his hat and beard. Where the hat comes over the white, you definitely want to shadow under there. And where the hat and the forehead meet, you want to shadow in that area. And then we're going to shadow inside the mouth, under the nose. And I'm just using very tiny lines to do this under the eyebrow. So the eyebrows makes them thicker, makes them look like they're thicker and standing off of his face a little bit. And then you want to differentiate between the mustache and the beard. So you want to run some really fine lines to help separate those two. Now I'm making kind of a gray color with just the black and white, just mixing those into a gray. And now I'm going to kind of start shadowing the fur in the hat a little bit and in the beard. And this I'm just kind of putting random short little brush strokes around the fur part of the hat. Just kind of dancing my paintbrush around. And shadow underneath the hair, between the hair and the hat. And now we're taking that gray and doing the same thing to the poof at the end of the at the end of the hat. And some gray, and then we're going to do this just kind of it's better to do it kind of more towards the ends of the beard. You're going to see I'm going to do it kind of throughout the beard. I really kind of think it looks better when you just do it towards the ends of the beard. I'm doing kind of half circles. And I don't know if I completely like it all the way up into the beard. I like it, like I said, down towards the end of the beard. But we're going to go back over this with like an aqua color to add another layer of shadow to the white. And that tones down this gray a little. I'm taking water and going over the paint to kind of tone it down. It's going to kind of scrub off some of that paint a little bit if it isn't too dry. Now I'm doing the blue. You can see I'm hitting it with some of that aqua color, which is just a mixture of phthalo green, phthalo blue, and white will give you a really pretty aqua color. Hitting that highlight on the lip again, and then we're going to add the sparkle in the eye. And the link to all of my paints, because I pretty much use the same colors in all my rocks, and my paint brushes, especially these the detailed brushes that I'm using right here, they're all linked in the description below my YouTube videos. They're all linked to the Amazon products that I actually use in almost all of my videos. Now I'm making the little holly berries and leaf. Excuse me. Kind of blocking those in. I'm using Hooker's Green for the leaves. And I see Harley has decided that she wants to talk. She woke up. I think she was taking a nap earlier. Now I'm taking some like a lime green, and this is going to be the highlight on the leaves. But you could just add white to the Hooker's Green, and that would be fine. Now I'm taking just titanium white, and I'm adding what I like to call just the magic. So this is going to be like this sparkle off of the snow that's coming down around him. And I set my paintbrush down, and then I just swipe it away, and I leave an empty spot between all 4 points. You can kind of see right there, there's an empty spot right in the center. I don't add color. Excuse me. Into there. And some of them I only do 4 swipes. And then some of them I do 8. Do 4 long ones, with the bottom one being the longest. So it looks more kind of like a cross. And then I'll go in with a shorter swipe of paint between all 4 of those, if that makes any sense at all. So now I'm adding some, just going over the beard with some white to kind of tone down that gray a little bit. Now I'm just going to put in the snow that's falling. And if you get, see, I turned that into a little bit of magic. Magic is like the stars. That's what I call it, the magic. Um, if for some reason you put too big a blob of paint, just turn it into to some magic, and then it'll look great. Now we're going to sign it. Always make sure to sign your work. And I like to date mine. I always like to put the 2-digit year so that I can always reflect back on when I painted that. And it's really fun to kind of watch your progress. You know, as you continue painting throughout the years, you're going to notice that you're going to get considerably better and faster. So, and there we go. I'm just going to take a little bit of darken. I added a little black to some red and I turned it into a glaze. And I'm just going to add, excuse me, some shadows to the hat. You can see I came back later in the day, the lighting was different. And that's about it for this rock. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you have a request for a video that I haven't done the extended version, let me know and I'll make sure to make that a priority in getting these done. These longer videos take a lot longer to upload, so I'm behind. But I'm trying to get them done as fast as possible. I jumped ahead and I'm doing the Christmas ones since we're in the Christmas season. But if I have some older ones that you would like to see the longer version, just let me know and I will make that a priority. All right, thank you. I hope you enjoyed the video and I'll see you in the next one.